Let me refresh. Did lose transcoding.
Ah,
Dang it.
Fault.
Thanks.
you win this. You win this round, Donald.
Thanks, Obama.
Obama wouldn't have taken away our transcoding.
That's right. He wouldn't have been such a petty little bench.
Bench.
My wife's gonna spend the rest of her life downstairs. She's getting motion sick climbing the stairs.
Swords. I
Feel
just
this-
found a random. I found a random sign I hear that just with swords.
Is it by Connor's place? The estate?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just a marker, so we know what we were gonna put there.
Oh, you're gonna turn these two peaks into crossing swords.
Yeah, because that's where the arena, like medieval battlegrounds, is gonna be.
I swear, I think this apple cider is better than the stuff you can buy at the store.
My God, I don't like this out. So many monsters are gonna spawn in here.
Where are you? Oh, you're at the you're at the thing.
I'm somewhere else. We're in the land of purple.
Oh, this looks cool. Is this the mushroom stuff?
Yeah, the mycelium.
Won't it turn back into grass if it's not in the right biome?
Nope. See, look
Where
at
are
this.
you guys?
Middle of a swamp.
Whoa, look at these trees. What are these?
It's coral.
Oh,
Turn all the trees to coral.
Coral.
oh, this is cool.
It's for October.
I'm getting a little spooked out actually.
Good.
I was gonna try to make a pumpkin.
Is that what the orange thing is? Is that what you're making?
That's Connor's thing over here. I don't know what this outline is though. I asked him. He said it wasn't his. Don't know whose blackstone outline this is.
I don't either. I'd never seen this before. I don't even know where we are really.
Maybe something Tim made?
Maybe, I don't know. Somebody artificially like replaced all the blocks with wool under the water.
Huh. Maybe...
We're thinking it might be a David type of thing because it's totally something he would do.
Okay.
Is to recreate an island made all out of wool.
Oh, okay. So he's isolating it like one block at a time.
Exactly. So I don't know if that's him. But I don't remember this being here when Anna came to me with the Halloween idea.
Do you take damage if you fall onto wool?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a soft, cushy landing.
No, but beds will prevent the damage.
I think hay bales also prevent damage.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
They don't cut it completely out. You just take less, but
So Brandon,
So Clayton,
where would be a good spot for our hyper joust?
that's by that sign that said swords.
Oh, or does that already exist?
That area is by Connor's place.
Oh, okay. So I have the chunk grid on, and every time I like go from chunk to chunk, I have to like go through the middle of one of the squares, like a fun game that I have. Trying to not step on the cracks when you walk down the sidewalk.
Well, you wouldn't want to injure your mother, would you?
Depends. What day is it?
Friday.
All right.
Today's the Jewish New Year, actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Rosh.
Yom Kippur?
Shana.
Yeah, Rosh Hashanah.
When's Yom
Yeah.
Kippur? Not sometime soon?
It is. I'm pretty sure close. I don't know when it is this year. Yeah. 2020. The 27th.
What about Purim? What's Purim? That's a fun word to say.
Purim's like, I'm pretty sure in March.
Okay.
Let me see.
I only know
Yeah,
of Purim
March.
from New Girl.
It was March 9th.
Okay.
Hey, that's my sister's birthday.
Shelby is not feeling well, so she is going to take the night off.
No. Well, I
Yep.
hope she feels better.
Shelby's out on assignment now.
Can't believe this.
She's just a pair of legs running.
Oh, but you know what that means? I get free milk and cookies.
I mean, you still paid for them.
No, no.
What he means is he doesn't have to share them.
Yeah. Free contagious milk and cookies.
Whatever she has, I want.
Meaning the milk and cookies.
No matter the cost.
Clayton, I'm really not feeling well. I think I'm just gonna go lay down. So, what about them milk and cookies you got there? What's up with those?
Hey, girl. How about them milk and cookies? What them milk and cookies do?
That's when the heavy sigh and she slides the plate closer to you happens.
You know what it does. It does the same thing it does last time.
It does the same thing it does every night, Clayton.
Tries to shut you the F up.
Oh, what's this? I haven't seen this before.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh.
It's a blank sign. Oh, hole 5. Oh, this is the golf
That's-
course.
Yeah, that's what Shelly worked on all last time we streamed.
I finally finished Death Stranding. Yeah, last time we played.
Yeah.
And now I can change the color of my suit. And it's so great running around in the red suit. I love it. It's everything I've ever wanted.
You played it for like 80 something hours. You earned that red suit.
I did.
That's all you earned.
So great. So great. Certainly didn't earn any answers because I don't know what those are.
Nah, you gotta get into the thousands of hours.
Yeah, I gotta listen to the podcast for that one.
Ah, really bad.
Ooh, I think I may have already made this joke. Help me
Ooh.
understand.
You haven't. Not that I've recalled.
Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We ain't using it, but
Are we at the point now where we're just making puns off of our own puns?
yes, we are using our own source material. We have enough that we can combine and
Conquer.
combine and conquer. That's the Sun Tzu's hidden chapters. Combine and conquer.
It's the sequel to Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
Right.
That's what Voltron is.
That's a pretty.
Combine and
Oh man,
conquer.
that's really cool.
Do you guys remember GoBots?
I have heard of GoBots,
No.
but I don't know what GoBots are. Are they
Like a
part
ripoff.
of the Transformer universe?
No, they're their own thing.
Okay,
They're like Power Rangers, but with no people.
got it. So they are the Duplo to the Lego.
Yeah, they're like if you took Power Rangers and Transformers and fused them together.
They are the Hydrox to the Oreo.
Technically, it's the Oreo to the Hydrox, if you think about it.
Why do you say that?
Because Hydrox came first.
That's right, it did. I was actually going to ask you guys if you knew that.
Man, that apple cider's good. I had a friend who was like really, really, really into Oreo cookies, and every time they had like, and like,
How do you get into Oreo cookies?
he liked them a lot.
I have.
And
Go ahead. I have something to mention about Brandon's question when you're done.
Shut up.
Oh.
I think I already know what the thing is.
Anyways, he every time they would have a like promotional cookie, because like remember like 5 years ago Oreo used to go ham on those like special flavors,
limited edition flavors. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
well,
still do that.
like, do they? I have well, I don't. I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I don't see this guy's posts anymore. But he every time he would like always like do this essay style report on how like he liked it and the texture and how the flavors mixed with like milk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like this dude loved Oreos and it was awesome. I always used to like reading his posts about Oreos.
Right.
But where's the maypole? Is the maypole gone?
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I found my
pyramid
thing.
I knew you were gonna say that. But
I always forget about this.
He used to like every time someone would bring up Hydrox, he'd be like, no. And I went into it was like a pure organics like hippie store.
Okay.
And they had like this like
Whole Foods.
It was like no, it wasn't even Whole Foods. It was like off brand
Food holes.
Food holes. And they had this like off brand Oreo cookie there. And I took a picture of it and I posted it on my Facebook and I tagged him and I was like, "Hey, am I doing it right?" And he just said, "No." It was like all lowercase, no punctuation.
Mm-hmm. So what I was gonna say before I was
how to get into Oreos
before I was shushed by Brandon. You won't censor me.
I didn't shush you. Technically, Logan shushed you because he was continuing his story.
Greg Miller has a thing called Oreo Oration.
Oh yeah,
because Greg Miller loves Oreos to a degree that I didn't think was possible. Similar to your friend, yeah. Inhuman. Greg Miller loves Oreos to an inhuman degree. But I've only watched like 2 or 3 episodes of it, but the way that he interacts with and when I say it that way on purpose, not the way he eats them, the way he interacts with them is so bizarre. He does this thing where he'll bite into it and he'll take his tongue and press it into the top of his mouth, and then he just starts laughing. And then
he's gotta aerate it.
I don't understand why it's so hilarious to him, but I don't even remember which flavor it was, but he's describing what he's doing, and he just goes, so I take my tongue and I smash it in the top of, and then he can't even finish the sentence because he starts laughing to himself as he is wont to do. But like, he loves Oreo cookies. So if you enjoy the long-winded essay style, probably Greg Miller's abbreviated video oration on the various flavors of Oreos.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, this guy is a photographer.
I thought you were about to say freak.
Yeah, he was a freak, man. You should have seen what he was into. No, he was a photographer. I don't even know if he's does that anymore. It's been so long since I've had a Facebook. But I met him at SGC 2010. Because I don't think he was the official photographer. I think he just showed up because he was a fan of Screw Attack.
Right. Showed up with a big camera and they go, "Oh, you're the photographer." He goes,
"Oh yeah,
I am."
I am now.
Like he had a big camera with a big lens and a big bag, and I never asked him, and nobody ever said anything otherwise. But I really don't think he was the like official photographer of the event. But like when they would do panels and stuff, he'd get like right up like next to the stage, and like they wouldn't let anybody else do that.
Right. So there was this thing I saw somebody say one time. It's like, you can get just about anywhere
with a clipboard
in any building with a few things. Yeah, clipboard is one of them, and ladder is the other. And like, because ladders are like so big, so clumsy, And like typically if you're carrying one, it's because you need to get to something that is not easily accessible in a rather quick fashion. So people tend not to hassle people carrying ladders because that's a lot of work to get to somewhere that you're not supposed to be when you could just try to sneak in there. And
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think whoever was still telling the story, they're like, yeah, I saw a summer's worth of free movies with a ladder one time.
I think that was John Mulaney.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay, I can't remember where I heard it or what podcast it was on, but it was like whoever was telling the story was like, "Yeah, you can get anywhere with a ladder. I got a summer's worth of free movies with a ladder one time."
Yeah, that was John Mulaney.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually just saw a TikTok that was referencing that stand-up bit.
Oh.
And in his town, this guy was in. They were building a new movie theater, and he wanted to walk in and check it out. Like he didn't want to fuck around. He didn't want to mess anybody's day up. He didn't want to like do a prank or anything. He just wanted to like check it out. You know, he's curious.
Look around.
So he got a clipboard and he found out what construction company was doing it, and he printed off some like official looking paperwork that had a bunch of bullshit on it.
Letterhead.
But it had like it had the letterhead of the company that was doing it. And he went in and was walking around the construction. He got a hard hat. And he went in and he was walking around the construction site, and anytime he got near somebody or a group of people, he'd be like, "Have you guys seen Steve?" And he's walking around with this clipboard, and anytime somebody comes out, he'd be like, "Have you guys seen Steve?" And he'd just walk around and like he just checked out the whole thing. He put his phone, like I guess he had a shirt with a pocket on it, because he was recording with his phone, and he was like showing what the inside of this movie theater looked like.
Right.
I'm like, man, that was kind of dangerous, but also like hilarious and funny. And I'm glad he wasn't doing anything malicious.
Right.
But I was like, that's actually really cool. The John Mulaney joke worked.
Yeah. If the other thing, I think there's a subreddit that says "act like you belong" or something like that, or it's something like that, and I can't remember what it is. It's people just like playing a part, and because they play it confidently, the people just kind of like, oh, I guess he works here. Because if you think about it, you've been millions of places, surrounded by millions of people. There's no way you could possibly know who's supposed to be there and who isn't. So unless you see someone drawing attention to themselves by trying not to draw attention to themselves, they're just like, oh, I guess that guy works here. He's got a hat and looked like he had a badge on. I couldn't read the badge, but he's got a badge. Why would he have a badge if it's not a badge to the building? There's certain like leaps of logic that most people make just by seeing something that is not common to them. They're like, oh, I don't work here, so who am I to say who works here and who doesn't?
When I worked at Publix, and when you're working at a place with like not a very big staff,
right?
And like it's not like a construction site where anybody with a clipboard can come in, and obviously he's like from some sort of board or whatever. But
yeah,
like people were not allowed, because I worked in the deli, and in the deli the food can get like oil on it or. What are you doing?
I got lost, so I needed to teleport back to somebody so I could find my way home.
Okay. When you were in the deli, there could be oil on the floor, water could spill, or like any number of things could happen where your normal shoes don't have the traction to handle it.
Right.
So people without non-slip shoes were not allowed in the deli.
Oh, okay.
Period. And I remember this one guy came back, like he was ordering a sandwich and he was standing in line, and he came back into the deli and was just like, he walked up to the sign where all the like sandwiches were.
Yeah.
So I was like, sir, you can't come back here. He goes, I'm just looking at the board. I can't read it from way back there. I'm like, sir,
no,
you can't come back here. You got to have slip shoes on. It's dangerous. And then he's like, he didn't like freak out or anything. He's like, all right. And he like walked out. But I was like, you just gonna walk back past like an area?
You gave him a
not
slide tackle and made him learn his lesson. Take him out of the knees.
I brought out my old 2x4.
What I call the old lesson learner. I'm gonna learn you a lesson.
What did we learn?
A lesson.
Yeah, he did. Stick a lolly in his mouth.
Have a good day. Welcome to Earth.
But yeah, that's the only time that like anybody. Oh no, there was another time, but that one wasn't human. That was the only time that a human being ever tried to like come back in the deli.
I don't want any more stories. I just want to leave it at that.
Nope, but that one was a human.
One time,
Yes, just like me.
me, a human.
How do
I
you
am
do, fellow
certainly
humans?
I am certainly not a zognoid. No, one time this lady, a dog got out of her car and it ran into the store. And then Publixes have delis in the different places. Like the new way that they design stores, the deli's like right to the right. But in the old style, it used to be all the way in the back of the store.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we didn't shop at Publix.
It's a Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly. I love the name of that store. And the dog ran in, and this was an old store, so the deli was all the way in the back. Ran all the way to the back of the store, ran past the like small gap where you could get into the deli from the front, ran back into the kitchen.
Went into the air vents.
It vented, and we thought that dog was a little sus. And yeah, there's just a dog in the deli, and the person who was frying that day, she had her back. She was on the fryer and had her back to everything else. And I'm like, "Hey, there's a dog back here," and she goes, "Ha, very funny," because you know me, I'm people. I'll say shit, and people will be like, "Yeah, okay."
Logan, the boy who cried dog.
Like, "Hey, there's a dog back here," and she goes, "Yeah, okay." And then it like ran past her, and she went, "Oh God, there's a dog back here." We ended up having to like grab the dog and pick it up and take it out. And that person, who wasn't me, I didn't touch the dog, but that person had to like wash their, like they had to go through like a whole decontamination process where they like washed their hands up to their arms and they had to get a new shirt and apron.
Yep.
Which I don't blame them one bit.
Deli's haunted.
We don't know that dog. Meanwhile, at my house, I would wash my clothes and leave them in a basket on the floor, and my dog would sleep in that clean clothes basket. So what adventures in retail have you guys had?
One time when I was working at the clothes store that I did for like a seasonal job.
Oh, I didn't know you worked at a clothes store.
Yeah, somebody brought a shopping cart from the
Full of soup.
Say full of soup.
Soup for my family.
They brought a shopping cart from the grocery store that was across the parking lot.
Cool.
And you may or may not know this, but when you reach a certain distance at the parking lot, one of the wheels will typically lock on the shopping cart. That line, or maybe she ran over something and locked the wheel up, whatever, caused this wheel to lock up on the tile floor of our shoot apartment.
Oh no.
So, this lady drags a black streak through our department store, like from the back of the store to the front of the store. You could follow, it looked like she was dragging a marker. Like, it was just a solid black line where she was slowly melting this wheel against our floor. It didn't take much to fix it. I mean, you basically just put a tennis ball on a stick, and it takes less energy to remove the skid than it does to lay it down. But it was just funny that there's these just pristine buffed floors, and then just pitch black skid mark all the way from the back to the front. And I was just like, yeah, maybe you should have realized that no one else in the store is pushing a cart.
I don't think the problem is she didn't care.
No, she absolutely didn't care. And like, she was walking around grabbing stuff off the shelves and putting them in her grocery cart with her plastic bags.
How many shoes is she thinking of getting?
I don't. Well, she was bringing up like she has like long sleeve shirts and a pair of jeans and whatever else she was shopping for, and putting them in the same cart as her groceries that she had already bought and were bagged. She was just trying to do like a one pass trip down this strip mall, and I wish she had gone to the clothes store before the grocery store. So that she could, try to put groceries in the pants she had just bought instead of the other way around.
Have you seen that video? It might have been a TikTok, so you might not have seen it. But at stores that have the basket, the hand basket you can carry around if you're not gonna get a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And the little rack that they stack up in.
Uh-huh.
I saw a video.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I saw a video of a woman who took every basket out except for one.
Oh, come on.
And then she started dragging around the little holder as if it were like, a cart.
Yeah, the airport luggage thing.
Yeah.
The pull behind.
And as she dragged it, it made a horrible screeching sound. So it obviously wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And then it was at a Target or something, and then a Target employee ran up to her and was like, no, you can't do that. And the person who was recording was a few aisles down, so you couldn't hear what he was saying.
Yeah, you can get the general idea.
But he's taking the cart out of the little holder, and she's taking it out of his hand and putting it back in.
Right.
And trying to yank it out of his hand.
She's like, what am I supposed to carry this thing?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got handles, you idiot.
And then she picks up the whole basket holder and walks away with it. And leaves the one basket behind. Well, he said so.
You stupid bench.
But I've never seen anything that egregious in person.
I'm trying to think of what I've seen in grocery stores.
When I was working at Publix, I've seen perfectly able-bodied people who didn't need them grab the little coot scooters and drive those around.
Yeah, that's just inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations has run out on this one, so I don't mind. When I worked at Winn-Dixie, when I was God, I must have been 15. I think you can work there as young as 14. I think that was the rule back then.
Back in the old days.
But it was very limited what you could do.
Must have a dinosaur riding license.
But it was closing, and all the stuff was done, and me and my buddy Steven were just kind of last thing, just walk the aisles, tidy stuff up, make sure there's not a jug of milk behind a cereal box just rotting
you guys
overnight.
Seen Steve?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
And then so we both had our push brooms, and we were walking down the cereal aisle, and one of the cereal boxes was just kind of dinged sideways, somebody had just kind of caught it with an edge of a cart, and it was just kind of hanging out sideways. And I don't know where or why I got this idea, but I just took it out, and oh no, wait, was it damaged? For whatever reason, I justified that it was okay to take this box of cereal off the shelf and toss it on the floor. And we both had our push brooms, and he was 20 feet behind me, so I just put it on the ground, and we played shuffleboard with this box of cereal for about 20 minutes. And I'm assuming it was probably a damaged box that couldn't be on the shelf anymore. That has to be
definitely.
That has to be the reason that I thought it was okay to throw it on the ground and basically skitter it across a freshly waxed floor. But yeah, we played shuffleboard with a box of cereal and 2 push brooms for about 20 minutes. So that was
Awesome.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Awesome.
I didn't keep that job for very long.
I don't know
Can't imagine why.
I was not what you would call a model employee. So
I don't know. The statute of limitations probably is not up on this because I only haven't been working at Publix for like. Oh no, I haven't been working at Publix for like 7 years now.
okay, well, just don't say your last name, and then we won't know who did it.
Okay, my last name is hold on, let me look around the room.
Rodriguez.
Oh, there's a microwave, so Mick. Oh, there's my picture of Rob Deerdeck, so Rob. Oh, and there's my favorite character from Final Fantasy, Ertz, Mick Roberts. Fuck. Anyways, I was when I worked at Publix, we would do those popcorn chickens, and I'd skim a couple popcorns off the top.
Oh well, yeah, that's grazing. Whatever.
They're a little burnt. Oh, I absolutely could have gotten fired if I got caught doing that. In fact, I did get caught once, and my manager gave me a look like, "Come on, man,"
Come on, dude.
and then kept going, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Is it because
and then, like?
Is it because you're eating food with your bare hands, or what?
No, I had gloves on, and I'd pop it in my mouth so I didn't like contaminate anything. It's just I was grazing. Yeah, I was stealing.
Oh, see, I
Like
didn't.
it's straight up stealing. You're not supposed to do that. But
I always assumed that was just part of the business model. It's like, hey, as long as you don't go nuts with it, fine.
no, not at all. There's actually a zero tolerance of it, except for my manager, who just gave me a look like,
Happen
"Come on,
to tolerate it.
He gave me a look. He came in. He gave me a look. He was in the middle of something, so he didn't say anything right then.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like later, he walked past. He's like, "You can't be doing that." I'm like, "Okay."
I know.
I just said okay, and then he didn't say anything else, and I never got in trouble for it.
Yeah, that's good. That's about the appropriate response for freaking grazing popcorn chicken.
I was. He was not very nice to me, so I don't know why he didn't want to fire me then. I never thought he really liked me enough to want to keep me around,
I
but
can't-
you know, he didn't fire me for that, so whatever, I guess.
I can't remember his name.
His name was John.
Wait, that's not the one we used to have to joke about, was it?
No, that was crap. What was that guy's name?
What, the owner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the store manager of a different store I worked at. It wasn't even the same store.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, what was his name? This is gonna drive me crazy.
My manager's name.
Something Willis, right?
Yes,
Wasn't it?
yes. Oh, it was Willis.
Bruce Grillis.
No. Because all I remember, you're like, "Eat my butt," something Willis. I don't remember what the name was.
His name was Willis. Oh, what was his first name? It wasn't George.
Jeff Willis?
Jeff. No. Jeff Willis.
I
No,
don't think
Jeff
it was
was
Jeff.
different. I had a different assistant store manager named Jeff.
Oh.
Oh, what was his name? It's gonna drive me crazy.
My manager's name was Gene. I have nothing negative to say about Gene. He was absolutely in the right to fire me. I was terrible as a cart boy, bagger, and stock
Was
kid.
it Jeremy Willis?
No. I was gonna
Jeff
call
Free?
them right now and ask if Mr. Willis was there, but they're closed. It was something along the lines of George, but it wasn't
It
George.
was either a G or a J. Jay Willis?
Jay.
Jay
It was
Willis.
It was Jay
Eat
Willis.
Eat my butt, Jay Willis.
Eat my
Thank
butt,
you,
Jay Willis.
corporationwiki.com.
He was the store manager. He's not.
I
anywhere
literally
near
Googled
corporate.
Publix owner Willis.
Did it really say that?
I got a Randy Willis, a Jeremy Willis, a Gary Willis, and a Jay Willis. That all came out.
Because he was just a store manager. He's not in corporate at all, and he's not any kind of owner.
Well, here he is.
I mean, technically, I'm
This
an
is
owner
near
of
you.
Public.
I won't say where, but it
Yeah,
is near you.
let's not dox this man.
Oh, we already have. Who are we kidding? Wow. I'm surprised he came up in a search. But yeah, technically, I'm an owner of Public, so.
Oh, is that
I
because
have
of the
his phone
stock
number
share
now.
thing?
Yeah, I never bought any stock. I planned on buying stock, but by the time that the open enrollment
It won't make it.
listen, just from the little bit of stock that they gave me from working there, if Publix ever goes
Set for life.
If Publix ever, this isn't intended to be a pun, but I'm going to let it be a pun.
Oh.
If Publix ever goes public,
Right.
I'm going to make a lot of money for my retirement.
All right. RP Boredom would like to buy those shares for you.
Unfortunately, I cannot sell them. I can only sell them back to Publix or... Oh, I guess if they go public, I can sell them to Carpe Boredom. Technically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked at the pizza place, we made... I'm trying to remember what the overall bill to this pizza came out to be. I think it was something like $65. But we made...
Tim's
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, he's in Discord, but he's muted.
Oh, I didn't see him.
We made like an impossible, not impossible, like non-meat, but like
An improbable.
yeah, yeah.
Mom, funny enough, we had transcoding, but then the president of the United States killed our stream, and we lost it.
Yep. So when I worked at the pizza shop, again, it was closing, and we had some spare time.
I feel like you might be a bad omen at these places.
Hey, just as long as I go home before closing, I'm fine. You don't want to keep me. You don't want to keep me there late. But
Same, hard same.
So, we were like, man, I wonder, like, if we could make like an artisanal pizza, like a very well crafted, like gourmet pizza. So we started like writing down all the things that we wanted to do to it. Some of them illegal, but like all the things that how we wanted it made. And I was like, all right, first off, it's got to be like thick dough. So we took an extra large pie and slapped it out to a large, like slightly larger than a large pizza screen. So it was like a thicker bed of dough.
Damn, she thick.
And then we turned up the grill about like 20 degrees hotter than it usually is, so that it could kind of work its way through the dough. And then we took an order of chicken strips and like half cooked them, and then like finely sliced them and like dressed the pizza with them. And then they did like bacon and like buttered the crust around the edges before we put it through the grill. And like we finally like tallied up the bill at the end of the night, and it was something like a $60 or $70 pizza, but it was one of the best pizzas I've ever eaten. It was like so just like, it was like cakey almost. Like it was such a substantial slice. Like I was pretty much full off of a single slice of that pizza because it was such
very heavy.
Yeah, it was such a heavy like food item. I was just like,
you know, this story basically made a Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yes,
Tim.
but it also took us 45 minutes to make it.
You know, this story that you told has unlocked a memory that I haven't thought about in years.
Look up memory unlocked.
And that's when I worked at the first Publix, which was the older.
Like, where'd the firework come from?
That's about how long deep dishes take.
Oh, yeah.
I've never made a deep dish pizza, but when I was working at the older store, because the first store I worked at was an older store, and then the other store I worked at was a newer store that had like newer equipment. But this older store had a big ass oven that we didn't have at the other store I worked at.
A big what oven?
A big ass oven.
Man.
Like damn she thick.
Okay.
And
where you make your butt roast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this guy knows what I'm fucking talking about. So one of the people who worked there, who was like this college frat guy, the
Chad,
nicest frat guy. Yeah, we'll call him Chad because I don't want to dox him. I'll dox Jay Willis, but I'm not going to dox. I'm not going to dox Tim. Fuck. So this guy who worked there, who was this frat guy, and who, by the way, was like the nicest frat guy I ever met. Mm-hmm. Every other frat guy I've ever met besides this guy has been like obnoxious, and I couldn't stand being around.
Yeah.
This guy was like super chill, super cool. He didn't like shit a mood, to be honest. Like he didn't care if you didn't care about the things he liked. Like he was really cool to hang out with.
Mhm.
I hung out with him outside of Publix once.
I knew
We
a
watched a bunch
guy
of-
like that. We called him Church, and it has nothing to do with RVB, but Church was part of his last name, so everybody called him Church. But yeah, just like straight up, like visually typical frat dude, but so just like kind and considerate, and it's like, man,
Yes.
you do not act the way you look.
He was an absolute terror for Publix, though. I remember one day we hung out together, and what's the name of the director who did the Batman movies, the newer Batman movies,
Nolan?
the Bale Bat. Say what?
Chris Nolan?
Yes. We watched a bunch of Christopher Nolan movies that I'd never seen before, and so that was pretty cool. That's a fun memory that I'm glad I'm remembering now.
Yeah.
But one time, when we were at the store, he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy a pizza crust from the bakery, and I'm gonna steal a bunch of shit from the deli, and I'm gonna make a pizza."
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, cool.
I
So
wish you hadn't told me that.
No, like I didn't care. And
Yeah.
so like he went and bought tomato sauce and a pizza crust from the bakery, and then stole all the rest of the ingredients from the deli because we had the cheese and the meats, and he just like baked this pizza. And we had this, and in this deli we had like an entire back room that was blocked off from where the customers were.
I thought Arby's had the meat.
No, Arby's has the diarrhea.
Oh,
Manville's.
you're right.
Oh, that's been there
Arby's has
Yeah.
the meat sweats.
for like a while.
I didn't know what he was talking about. Go ahead.
He was
with your
It's
talking
story.
about
something
the-
David
there's, like,
made.
There's a
Between
statue over.
His and Bert's house.
But this pizza that he made, it was really good.
That's the
and,
thing.
One time he, I think it was actually the same day. He just was like on a spree. He went and bought a bunch of stuff to make burgers, and he basically cooked burgers on the grill we had in the back, which is not something we have in Publix anymore. Like we no longer have grills, we no longer have ovens. But he just like bought burger meat and grilled up some burgers and then cooked a pizza. This dude was on a roll. And I remember he stopped working at Publix because he had several, like, you get so many lates and so many call outs before they fire you.
Yeah.
And he had so many lates and call outs that he was always one away from doing one of either to be fired. And one day he said, because I talked to him, I texted him, and he told me this. He just woke up and was like, "I guess I'm done with Publix." And just never, he didn't even bother calling in. He also had one no call no show. You're allowed to have 2 of those before you're terminated,
Gotcha.
unless it's like like a situation where like you're in a car accident, you physically
Yeah.
could not do it.
Exactly.
But like if you just no call no show, you get suspended for a week and then you can't do it again or you're fired. And this time he didn't have any more tardies, he didn't have any more call outs, and he had already used his no call no show. So he's like, "I guess I'm done with Publix." And he just didn't come to work. And it was annoying because we were a shorter person, but also it's just kind of like, I get it now.
Yeah. Everybody
I totally get it.
Everybody has that moment of clarity. It's like, I'm having a day that makes me understand the day that guy had or that girl had when they just didn't show up anymore. I get it. I get it. A million times I get it.
I had that day myself, but fortunately for everyone who worked at Publix, I put my 2 weeks in and worked my 2 weeks. But I remember the day when I decided I wasn't gonna get there. I was working part-time at my mom's office and literally 1 day a week at Publix.
Right.
And I was only working 1 day a week so I could keep my
Benefits
my
and stuff like that?
stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not like my stock that I had, and like I was fully vested, so like I could have just stopped working there and I could have kept my stock. And so my mom one day was just like, "Why don't you just quit and just work here?"
Right.
And I'm like, I'm going to do that. And then I did. And, and
Because
in that moment,
you hadn't said it until just now.
and in that moment, I fully understood everything that Tim felt, except Tim just like the difference between me and Tim was Tim didn't care from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like he was literally just there for a job and to get money. I actually tried to make that my career at one point, and nobody gave me a single thought.
Right.
So that's the only difference that still kind of stings a little bit. But other than that, it's like, man, fuck Publix.
When I transitioned from working at the pizza shop to my first office job, there, Tim says it feels really weird to have my name mentioned, but to know it's not. You talking?
Oh, I mean Chad.
Right, Chad. Yeah. So yeah, when I transitioned from working at the pizza shop to my first office job, like a corporate workspace that wasn't just me and my buddies dicking around with food, but it was. I tried to give 2 weeks notice, but I couldn't. Like, I had to start earlier than what would have been 2 weeks, and it was like a week and a half. It was basically a 10-day notice instead of a 14-day notice. But it's Florida and it's not mandatory. It's just considerate. But it's a pizza. Yeah. It's a pizza shop, so nobody's gonna like. I'm not changing anyone's life because I'm not available for 4 days. On top of that,
they probably have a stack of resumes that they can just choose from.
Exactly. I got a job at that pizza shop on a joke because a buddy of mine was working there and I had a car and I kept coming up there to hang out with my friends. And my buddy was like, "Why don't you just apply for a job here and then you'll have to do some work, but you get paid for hanging out here and get to drive around and deliver pizzas and it's not that hard." I was like, "All right, sure. I'll submit an application as a joke," and then I got a job.
So they weren't losing a person who was gonna inherit the pizza place one day.
No, absolutely not.
What was it, like a Domino's?
I could never have owned that place because I can't eat 40 pizzas in 30 days.
Oh, the consequences will never. That's not what he said. What did he say?
The day of reckoning. Yeah, exactly. I could never have lived up to his legacy.
40 pizzas in 30 days.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a couple days short, and I was like, look, I'm trying to make the best of this. The last 3 days that I'm working, I'm working both jobs. I'm working from like 8 until 4:30 at my office job, getting off my office job, driving downtown and delivering pizzas from 5 till 10 p.m. So like I'm trying my hardest to give you your 14-day notice, and I was just like,
replace you.
Exactly. And then like just my manager was a jerk that whole time because he felt like I cheated him out of the considerate 2-week notice, and I was just like, I see now how expendable and how little I actually matter to a corporation. It was really eye-opening to get that awareness of how small your existence is in a company, and like me being the CEO of this company, I keep that in mind. I'm like, I don't want to make anybody feel like that. I want everybody to feel, like they hold a significant part of this. Because if you let someone feel like they have ownership of something, if they are the type to take care of things, they are going to take care of it. If they're not, they're not, and there's nothing you can do about that. But you get a Chad every once in a while. It just kind of doesn't care. But
the thing is, though, he was also like, he was kind of a nightmare from like a corporate standpoint, but also like he was pretty good at his job. Mm-hmm. Like he was one of the best people we had in the back to fry food. Mm-hmm. He did stuff quickly. He didn't goof around. He got like when we were closing, he would get things shut down. Mm-hmm. Like he was good. He just didn't care.
that was me when I did tech support for Apple. I was really good at what I did, but I didn't particularly care about the job all that much because I knew for a fact I wasn't going to be there longer than I had to be. So I wasn't like giving it 110%. I wasn't trying to like climb the corporate ladder and make this my career or anything like that. I was just like, no, I'm working here because I need
a paycheck.
Yeah, I need a paycheck, and I need to start having more tech-based jobs if I want a tech-based career, so that I don't go from a pizza shop to a mail center to like a bank and then try to like get an IT job. That's
Not for Tim Cook anyway.
yeah, exactly. And then I think the straw that actually like broke the camel's back, the thing that actually showed me I was surrounded by people that did not know much about computers despite having to support people using them, was my manager. Like, first off, I got in trouble a lot at that job because I talk too much, and I have a genuine interest in fixing computers. So somebody would call up for one issue, and while I was helping them with their MacBook or whatever, they would offhandedly mention something else. And I would go, oh, I can show you how to fix that. And Apple hates that. They want everyone to call in individually for every individual issue they have, both for record keeping, but also so they can charge you for it. But I would say, oh, I can show you how to fix that. It's really easy. And if it's what I think it is, you won't even need to go into a store. Apple also hates that. They want you in their stores.
Yeah.
So I would like overachieve for the customer's benefit, not the company's benefit. And then my manager would always yell at me. He's like, you got to get off the phone sooner. You can't be spending 45 minutes on a single call. You have like, ideally, you have about 26 minutes, and then we need you on to the next call. You're spending entirely too long on individual calls. And I was like, well, what about this one? And we would discuss this stuff. And then I can't even remember how we got onto the subject of like internet speeds. And he said something. He was like, blah 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 blah, 20 megabytes per second. And I said, no, it's megabits. Internet speed is measured in megabits. And he goes, it's the same thing. I was like, okay, I need to leave. It's not the same thing, and you should know that it's not the same thing if you are my manager at a job in which we try to fix computers. I need out of here. Where is the exit? I need to leave right now.
You did the Scooby-Doo run and ran out the door.
Yeah, I was just, I cannot. I was like, this is a shame that my manager, the person that tells me what to do, doesn't know the difference between a megabyte and a megabit in a career where we are supposed to be helping people with our tech knowledge.
It's a shame you had to explain it to him.
I didn't. I couldn't. I wouldn't. I have better things to do with my time on this planet than explain to a supposed professional. I was like, it'd be like trying to tell me that an inch and a yard is the same thing, or a pound and an ounce. And I was just like, it's not the same thing. It's definitely not the same thing. One is 8 times the size of the other. They're not the same thing. So I was very upset by that. And then I did not stay there very much longer.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. As far as like a workplace, it was okay because they were very relaxed with the dress code and
Please, for the love of God, Logan.
Oh, sorry. I'm just dorking around.
Deafening me with his fireworks.
I'm sorry.
But it was cool. Like they were very relaxed with their work dress code, and like just kind of the environment there. But it was not at all how I wanted to start a tech career path. And I was just like, oh, these people don't know anything about computers. They're just reading the articles on apple.com the same way the users could if they knew they were there. The people that I wanted to hang out with were like the tier 2 support, the guys that, know their stuff and are like somewhat specialized in their knowledge. But we never got to hang out with those guys.
Were you in a call center or did you work at an Apple store?
No, it was call center. I worked from so everybody complained about split shifts. Everybody hated coming in at 8 a.m., leaving at noon, and then coming back at 4 p.m. and then staying till 8 p.m. But
I would hate that.
I was like, I live down the street. I get to go home and take a 3-hour nap in the middle of my day. This is kind of awesome.
I couldn't do that.
Everybody else was the same way. I was just like, I ain't mad.
If it were me, I'd have to do all my work in one chunk. I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
If I'm going home, I want to stay home.
That's that's also the job that allowed me to get my next job. Because when I was, forget how I always have to remember how it came together because it's a stupid, ridiculous coincidence how it happened. So I was playing hockey and I cracked a rib. And it got so bad that I like couldn't move. And I was just like, I woke up one day and I was like, I can't go to work. And I think just miraculously, I happened to check my email for my college. Like I was still enrolled in college technically, despite not having gone for years. Or maybe that's when I was like taking a course a year because that's all I could afford.
Mm-hmm.
And I just,
you know what's happening in my mind right now, right?
What's that?
You said emails, and in my mind, I was like, "Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it!"
It's like a Twitter post. Nobody, absolutely no one, and then random passerby. My email, my brain, emails. So I just randomly happened to check my student email. And saw something about a job fair. Or no, it wasn't a job fair. It was this company doing resume coaching. So like, because I was in the tech like curriculum, they were like, oh, we are helping you put the finishing touches on your resume so that when you finish and get your degree or whatever you're going for, you have a resume that outlines what you're good at, and you can jump right into the workforce. And I was like, that sounds great. I hate this job at Apple. I need to get a good resume to get an actual tech job. But what I didn't realize is that they weren't just assisting people with their resumes. It was a recruiter. They were literally taking in resumes and using the like the what's that called when they like the touch up, basically the whatever the assistants, the coaching as like a secret a cover for their recruiting. And the lady that I met with was like, oh yeah, don't expect anything super fast. It usually takes, a couple weeks, maybe a month. It's not like, he literally said, it's not an overnight process. A lot of people think, you submit a resume and then we call you the next day and you get your dream job. That's just not how it works realistically. I was like, that's fine. I have a job. It's not the best job, but it'll do for now. He called me the next day and goes, so this never happens, but we have like the perfect job for you. It is everything that's on your resume, and you are a perfect fit for this. So you need to be here at 3 p.m. for your interview. And I was like, dang, you work fast. And sure enough, I really, really did enjoy that job, because that exemplified how kind of what I expected Apple to be. I expected like a stuffy corporate environment, everybody in polos and button downs and ties and stuff like that. Lots of meetings, lots of
black turtlenecks.
Yeah, exactly. But like office phones ringing and whiteboard conference rooms with whiteboards and people sitting in them drinking coffee. I was like, this is an office job. And now I work at I am the tech guy at an office. And I was like, this is what I thought I was gonna be at Apple. I was sitting in a broken office chair at 4 a.m. and helping someone connect their iPhone to their Wi-Fi. But no, the office job was really cool, and I learned infinitely more at that job than I ever would have like reading through books. So that was I was very fortunate that I cracked my rib playing hockey, or else I never would have gotten on the career path.
See, hockey's good for everybody.
Yeah.
So really, your job choice can be just narrowed down to being Tom.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what Tom is trying to do. He's got the bad job right now. He just needs to crack his ribs so he can get a good job.
Brandon, I have an idea. What do you think about this?
I hate it.
You're not even looking at me.
See y'all over there. What are y'all working on? What are you kids up to?
Groundskeeping. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Where are you guys? I have no idea.
We are we're if you're at spawn looking at the chaos zone, if you go past the chaos zone and turn a little bit right, we're back in there.
Past the chaos zone and hang a right.
I can also teleport you here if you want to.
Or I can give you our coordinates. I'm looking at them right now on my overlay.
I really like my job I have now,
Mhm.
and I know I'm never going to get another job like it.
Mhm.
So when I moved to Texas, I'm really nervous about what kind of job I'm going to get.
Yeah.
But I'm also not super worried because, like, even if we're in hard times economically,
Mhm.
everybody needs a bookkeeper.
Right.
And I feel like I'm a pretty dang good bookkeeper. So
Yep.
I'm not worried about finding a job per se. I'm worried about finding a job I'm going to like as much as the job I have now.
Yeah. That was...
But,
Go ahead.
But like, it's not like I'm quitting my job. Hey, you found it. It's not like I'm quitting my job to move away to Texas. Like, my job will stop existing in about 3 years. So,
What job?
I am working at my mom's accounting firm.
See, I went through the various combinations of hating what I do and hating who I do it for, and then liking what I do but hating what I do it for. Liking who I work with but hating what I do. Like, I had all the various combinations, and now I actually enjoy my job and my boss and my coworkers, and from what I can, like, you're always going to have people in your workplace that get on your nerves, but for the most part, the people that I support are all right.
Oh, trust me. My boss gets on my nerves every fucking day.
And you can say that because we don't have transcoding today.
And there's me, who's still out of a job.
You'll get it.
Did COVID take your job?
Yep.
What did you do before
Working at pet supermarket.
A what market?
Pet supermarket.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, by the time I got furloughed, and by the time I got unfurloughed, I was a week from needing to move out of my apartment.
Oh, dang.
Ugh.
So literally could not have been a worse time. And then I tried to get my, because I was working for Pet Supermarket down here in Venice, and was able to transfer to one up in Oviedo. But then when I tried to transfer back, because of COVID and everything, they didn't have a position.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it was kind of good because it was only part-time and it paid relatively shitty.
Right.
I remember I was talking to Ashley because she said that what happened to her wasn't her being furloughed, but when she described it, it's exactly what being furloughed is.
What did she say?
She said that they like temporarily like let her go, where they weren't going to pay her or guarantee her a job again, but she could come back. But she said it's not being furloughed, and I'm like, but that's exactly what being furloughed is.
That is 100% what being furloughed is.
We didn't break up. We're just on a break, and he's gonna date some other people for a while.
It made you broke up.
But like Brandon, did she ever like get her job offered back to her, or like is she still waiting? Or like what's going on?
No.
Do you know?
She's probably never getting that job back.
Oh, that sucks. I know she liked it.
Where was she working?
At Disney, she was working in one of the restaurants, but
Yeah,
because she was part time, she has lowest priority.
Yep.
Right,
same.
yeah.
The way they did it at my store was they had to furlough basically every part timer except for one. So it was just the managers and then one part timer.
Jeez. Can you imagine being the lone part-timer?
Out of like 8 part timers.
Push the button. Push the button.
8.
I can't hear a second.
They did it by seniority, and I was like,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I made up for it.
What were you saying, Tim?
they at least did it by like most senior part timer.
Mhm.
So like,
You buy yourself a little bit of time.
yeah. But I was definitely in no means the most senior part timer.
Yeah.
Like I was like the newest.
Are you still waiting to hear back from them, or are you looking elsewhere?
I'm looking elsewhere because, yeah, because I called both of my local stores, but one, you know, I haven't heard back from them. 2, it's part time, and what I really need right now is a full time job that's paying at least $15 an hour. So you know that's going swell.
Yeah, it's
Are you still in school?
a bad spot.
I am officially graduated.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you had graduated.
Yep. Also, as of last week, I'm 26 now.
Mm.
Oh, that means you're off your parents' insurance, huh?
I've been off my parents' insurance for like
26 years.
7 years.
Paying off that bill of being born was quite crazy.
What is this thing? Is it a black sheep? It's a black sheep.
Probably.
Yeah, they can spawn.
Oh, look at that.
Rarest the pink one.
Oh.
I've never seen a pink one in the wild, but I have seen some brown ones.
I have only seen a pink sheep once.
Same.
I mean, I can generate one.
Well, that's cheating.
Yeah, it's, I can cheat and
Oh, I could generate.
Oh my god!
I could generate a whole group of them, and then don't tell
was-
anybody, and then they're like, look at this! Look what I found!
We were just talking about a pink sheep, and look what just walked up.
Pink
Yeah,
oinking sheep.
Yeah, you know what just walked up, Logan? Pork chops.
No! Pork chops! Pork chops.
Hey, what the fuck happened? Did he die?
Yeah.
Fucking squid, dude.
I sat there and watched as he turned into literal
Eating
pork chops.
hams.
I didn't see the death animation. I just saw it like on fire, and then he just was.
He
off.
fell down here and was like on the lip of this thing into this water, and then he turned around and looked at me, and then died.
Also, I'm not a robot tonight, so that's nice. I finally got my fucking Wi-Fi fixed.
Oh, it was your
Being a
Wi-Fi that was
robot.
messing up?
Yep, fucking Comcast.
All my homies hate Comcast.
Oh, my homies hate Comcast.
And Comcast sucks.
Me
I don't like
included.
Comcast.
That's why I'm not a paying subscriber anymore.
Is Google your provider now?
No, AT&T.
AT&T.
Oh.
Very happy with AT&T so far. I've only spoken to maybe 7 people through the course of just like account setup and install and follow-ups and stuff like that. But everybody is super nice, very like polite and patient, and they don't like avoid answering questions. Like when I was before I was even a customer, like before they had me like stuck with a contract, they weren't like leaving stuff out. I was talking to this girl on live chat, and she was like, "Hey, baby, want to go private?" And I was like, "Sorry, I can't right now. I'm buying internet."
50 tokens.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, "Hey, what is to keep me from like having you guys set this up and then like if I'm not satisfied with it, just canceling the contract and basically getting fiber optics wired to my house for free and because the install is free?" She goes, "Honestly, nothing. If you get it and you don't like it, then tell us it's not for you, and we'll just apologize that the service wasn't very good, and we'll be on our way." And I was like,
That's what you did, and now you have cables everywhere.
and I was like, okay, I want to make sure that because you guys are having to literally run a line from a power pole to my house for a fresh install, that I'm not going to be like on the hook to what's that word? Subsidize.
Prime gaming.
To subsidize the install price. And she goes, "Nope, that's part of the deal. That we cover that part, and we're confident in our service. But if it's not up to your liking, then hey, that's just how it goes sometimes." And I was like,
"Bye, bench."
Yeah, and that's what did it for me. The fact that there was no risk about it, I was just like, yeah, it's cheaper than what I'm currently paying. No data cap, no cap.
No cap.
And if I didn't like it, I could cancel it, because for a while we had both Comcast and AT&T. Like I was using AT&T and Shelby was using Comcast, and I was like running it through its paces, and I was just like, this is better in every single way. Lower latency, way faster upload, way faster download. No data cap.
When I was living in Gainesville, no cap. When I was living in Gainesville, I had AT&T as an internet service provider because I had two options: Cox Cable or AT&T.
Right.
And I went with AT&T because they were like fiber, but it wasn't really fiber.
Yes.
And it was called Uverse.
Yes. That goes over phone lines.
Yeah, it went through phone lines.
Yeah.
And I used it, and it was pretty good. I liked it. It was a lot faster than the internet I have now. Like when I liked it though, because when I moved, I tried to take my service with me. Like I called them to transfer it to my new address, but they don't offer it here.
Yeah.
And they were like, "All right, well, since you're moving and you can't take us with you, we'll just cut it off and call it a day. You don't owe us any cancellation fees."
Right.
So I was very happy about that.
Yep.
About how I didn't owe them anything for ending it.
Yeah. AT&T's in a weird spot with telecommunications because they own all of the phone lines underground, like almost like 95% of the phone lines, and almost all of the fiber optics, I think, or at least that's how it used to be. But the coax, the copper wires, are not owned by them. So they do not have very good internet over coax. That's why Uverse goes over phone lines. But since we are moving into an age of fiber optics, they've been laying fiber optics for the past 3 decades because
that's a Comcast.
Because my dad was helping them lay the fiber optics. That was his. He was a line tech.
My dad.
And I was just like, that's really cool that they did all that work for, half a century, and it's finally getting to a place where they can actually make it a business model for them again. And I think that's why they are like, they don't have as many rules on it. Like they can be more lax than Comcast can, because they're like, yeah, we did this work 15 years ago. Now we're just making money off of it. We don't need to gouge you. And the more subscribers we get, the more money we end up making. So, like, it's not like we're starving for money. So, really cool.
I remember. Shit, I forgot the story I was going to tell. Damn it.
I was talking about Coax, copper.
It's not the story I was going to tell, but I did remember that when I did use Cox Communications before I used AT&T, and when I was using Cox, I was using coax cable.
Yeah.
But when I switched to AT&T, it was a telephone line.
Yep. And the drawback with coax is that it's really high download speed or really low upload speed. So if all you're ever doing is watching Netflix and receiving stream data, you're fine most of the time.
I just remembered what I was going to say.
Go ahead then. I don't want you to lose again.
I remember when I was the first time like Ashley, Brandon, and Travis came out here.
Yeah.
To where I live. I was complaining about how shitty my internet was. And Travis is like, do you know what I'm gonna say?
No, but I can only imagine. I'm just anticipating their first experience with slow as molasses internet.
He wasn't really commenting. Yeah, Ashley was like, "You live in a murder house." I'm like, it's not a murder house. It's just in the woods. Woods don't equal murder.
And sometimes it equals murder.
Mainstream media wants you to believe.
Listen, murder equals woods. Woods don't equal murder.
That's a man that you've had to explain that before, haven't you?
More than once. Anyways, Travis says, why don't you just bury your own fiber optic line and take it out to where the nearest hub is?
Okay.
And I'm like, Travis, do you know where the nearest fiber optic line hub is? And then because I didn't. And then he looked it up and it was in Jacksonville. So he's telling me to buy a long ass fiber optic cable and bury it.
Yeah.
And bury it from my house to Jacksonville, which is a 2.5 hour drive, by the way.
Sure, you're just gonna have to uproot everyone's lawn.
To be fair, when he mentioned it, you didn't know where it was.
I didn't either, but I knew it wasn't going to be anywhere near here.
Even if it was down the street, you have to dig up everyone's lawn between you and the node.
I don't even want to dig up a trench between my front door and like up to my driveway. That's like 6 feet. I don't want to do that.
I don't even dig enough to compost. He's burying fiber optics.
But he said it the way he said it was like so matter of fact. It's like, why don't you just bury a fiber optic cable from your house to the hub?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? First of all, I gotta buy the cable. You know that shit's expensive.
Yeah,
and then I have to bury it from here to Jacksonville.
Just go get a loan for $45,000 for 300 miles of fiber optic line.
I couldn't believe he said that because he said it so confidently. Like,
yep, yeah,
you just do it.
All the confidence in the world. That's Travis.
It's 77 miles from my house to Jacksonville. It's an hour-and-a-half drive, but still 77 miles.
Okay. Okay. So let's do this math now.
I don't know how many feet are in miles.
No. I'm gonna see. Can you buy bulk fiber optic?
How many feet is 77 miles?
Can you buy bulk fiber optic cable?
I have the number when you're ready.
Okay, I found cablewholesale.com where you can buy bulk 6-fiber single mode, but I guess that works. Okay, so I'd like you to tell me how many miles it is. It was what?
No, he wanted
77.
77 miles. Tell me how many feet that is.
I have the feet. That's 406,570 feet.
Okay, so we'll just stick with the 406,000 because
put up to 407,000.
407,000. I'm not going to reveal just yet. Where's my calculator?
I'm pretty sure you can't kink it or break it. It needs to be a continuous one.
No, it
needs
needs to be pristine. So that's 407. Yes, we'll leave 1,000 off because this is sold in 1,000-foot spools. Times this much. We won't worry about. God dang it! We won't worry about the tax.
I know it's not good when you're already cracking up looking at the number.
Okay,
Also, just to make sure, this is just the cost of the actual cable.
This
right?
is
Yeah.
just the spools of cable for you to buy 407 spools of 1,000-foot
And
fiber optic
I'll
single
be-
mode cable.
and I'll be goddamned if I'm burying that by myself, let alone me at all. So
It
And then
would
think-
cost you $71,000 for the cable alone.
And
Oh
probably
my
double that for
God.
the labor.
Oh,
on top of that, it's probably not as easy as me rolling up with my little post hole digger, digging a trench. Say, all right, I'm here. Here's the end of my cable. Hey, jack this in, would you?
and it's also you drive a freaking sedan. You could fit 2 of these in your car. So the gas of you driving back and forth 1,000 feet at a time. Just like, well, I gotta go back to the house, which is only 1,000 feet away, to grab another spool. And then you have to have the junction tools to splice. These are only 1,000 feet. You're gonna have to splice these things 406 times to get all the way.
I can't buy 407,000 continuous feet
No.
of
They sell them
fiber
in.
optic cable.
Nope, they sell them in 1,000-foot spool. First off, that would weigh. Okay, how much does this thing weigh? What's the weight of this thing? It weighs 32 pounds. You're
Well, here's the thing. I can borrow my dad's truck. for
okay.
this.
32 times
Problem solved. Let's
407.
start digging.
32 times 407. It weighs 13,000 pounds.
Hold on. Is there a way you can look up weight limits for vehicles?
Yeah. That truck is probably like maybe like
It's a
3 or 4.
It's a 2000. I don't know the year. It's early 2000s. Chevy Colorado.
Okay. Chevy Colorado towing capacity. We'll do that. Chevy Colorado up to 75. Oh, that's the 2020 Ford Ranger. 3,500 to 7,000 pounds that's for the 2020 model. So it's probably, on the low end back then. So you can probably get about 4,000 pounds of your 30. Wait, what did I say? 13,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd only need to take 3 or 4 trips.
Okay, that's not bad. Jesus.
It'd certainly be an afternoon event, huh?
But then you're gonna need the pallet jack to get them onto the truck. I don't know if you remember our adventures in Farming Simulator. Pallet jacks are not easy to drive.
Oh, I was thinking of a manual one.
Oh, like the hand pump ones.
Yeah, those things aren't easy to drive, but I worked at Publix so long I can work one of those no problem.
So, question: when's the Among Us game night?
Do you want to play that?
Dude, that's the second time today somebody has mentioned Among Us.
It looks like so much
game.
fun.
Because I'll buy it and play it if you guys want to play it.
Oh,
Also, $5.
It's $5.
It's $5.
Is it on sale right now, or is it always $5?
It's always $5. It's on Steam for $5 as of 2 days ago.
I mean, heck yeah! I mean, if you guys want to play it, let's play it.
Oh, so I might have to make an adjustment to our price.
Uh-oh.
That cable was indoor cable.
Oh.
This 6-fiber outdoor cable, 1,000-foot spool. Do the quick math. We're going by 407, right?
Yeah.
Multiply this. God. Okay, 1,000 feet. Black plenum, 6-fiber outdoor fiber cable. Comes to a total of $181,522. So, and that weighs 50 pounds. So that's gonna put a dent in your towing capacity. 50 times, what was it? 32? No, 407? Yeah.
Yeah.
20,000 pounds is what this one weighs. So you're gonna have to make a couple more trips, and also you're gonna need significantly more money.
And how deep do I need to bury this cable?
Lay
Usually,
'em on the surface.
yeah, exactly. Well, they're outdoor cables, so yeah, you can just kind of put some gaffer tape across the top.
Gaffer tape it to the road.
I could just see you like hands and knees gaffing a fiber optic down a highway, and you're just like, go around. I'm trying to
This
get
is going to pay
internet.
back in dividends.
A month is $4.99, and it's not on sale. It's just $4.99.
How much is it normally, or is it? You said on sale. Like, what's the?
It is not.
Oh, not on
right
sale.
now,
Got it.
And it's $4.99.
All right, that's cool.
All right, shoot. Yeah, let's figure it out. That game does look like fun. The problem with it is it's not. I don't know how good it would be on stream.
The way that I've seen streamers do it,
The one
is,
screen thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one screen might be a good idea, or the person who is hosting it, make sure you can't see everyone else's screen.
Mhm.
But the other thing I've seen is with streamers is they'll have Discord up in the background, but they'll be muted and deafened, and then they'll unmute and undeafen when either
The
someone
emergency.
finds the body or they press the emergency button.
Because I set up a deafen button on my stream deck.
Mhm.
So deafening myself is as easy as.
As
Another
that.
thing that they will do is set it so that with the Discord overlay, it won't show all the time. It'll only show names and icons when they're talking.
Oh. That's a good idea. All right, so we couldn't do the multicam for that.
Right.
I mean, you could. You just the person who has the multicam on their computer can't look at it.
I mean,
or-
I usually have it covered with something else, anyways.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could do multicam, but
do squad mode.
the person the people
We don't
who
own squad mode. We need to be partners for that.
the people who
Oh, yeah.
are the people who are not Clayton, because Clayton, if we're doing multicam, Clayton would have to do this back end.
I
But
do,
we
I
would
do
bake
love
we could bake
steamed
our
multiclams.
we could bake our microphone audio into the stream. We'd be talking over each other a lot because we wouldn't be able to hear each other, but
Right.
we could bake our mic audio into the stream, and then we could hotkey on stream decks for the two of us that have a stream deck. We could hotkey it to when we deafen ourselves, it simultaneously deafens ourselves, but mutes the microphone source in OBS, so it switches.
Mhm.
It's doable, but it'd be tricky to do.
Right.
Also, I don't know how well it'll sound with all of us, with unable to hear each other talking over each other would be.
I mean, it's hard enough when we can hear each other to keep from talking over.
Yeah. It's doable, but it'll take effort, and I don't know if any of us actually want to put in all that effort.
I mean, you already go through the effort of streaming, which I'm sure is an effort and a half.
It's not nothing. I'll say that much.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't built anything yet. I've been just running around.
Yeah, same.
So,
I consider our Minecraft nights basically story nights. That's all we do is just tell stories.
yeah, I
Basically
mean,
a podcast.
I'm basically done with my fucking mansion in the hill.
I saw your little lake you built.
Yeah, did you like the dot hog stand?
Yeah, you put a little dot hog stand out there.
Yep, that I copied fucking block for block from the one in whatever the name of the other place is.
The carnival.
Yes.
Dark
There's like
Carnival.
8 places that I've put them.
There's one in the carnival, but there's also one on
The food court.
Yes.
We have a Dark Carnival?
That's pretty much what this is gonna be.
Oh.
What if we took the Nether and we like block for block rebuilt the carnival, but made it scary themed?
Ooh, spooky.
Have
And with-
fun on your own.
And we could put Noam Chomsky there because it's the Dark Carnival.
Clayton never gets his world edit, then
Does that
we could do that.
does that come in like in bucket or spigot?
Yeah.
Okay. So on that end of like behind the scenes talk, I found a website called Lab Gopher, and what it was built by the Home Lab subreddit users, and they got tired of like sifting through eBay listings of servers. So what it is, it's a sorting tool. You go, okay, here's the kind of server I want. Here's the kind of CPU. Here's how much memory. Here's how much hard drive space. Here's roughly what I'm looking to spend. Here's the form factor. Show me all the listings that fit those criteria, so you can buy used servers and then either upgrade them or just put them into use if they are up to your needs. And I was like, I could super easily find a rack server that would run the kind of Minecraft world that we want it to, and then I could either buy an overpowered server and run like multiple virtual machines off of it, or I could have dedicated rack servers for each of our things. Like I could have a Minecraft server, an eco server, an Ark server, and basically each one has its own dedicated rack or unit on the rack. So.
Would this be a physical server that you would have on location, or would it be a digital server that you would just access?
No, it would be a physical server in my server room behind me. Kind of like what we're doing now, but that's not on a rack server. That's just on a tower.
Yeah, it's just a Raspberry, isn't it?
No, well the RTMP is a Raspberry Pi, but the Minecraft server is this little small form factor PC case that I just made out of some old parts that I had laying around. Like it's it's i7 like 3400 or like some really old i7 CPU, and like I think it's either 8 or 16 gigs in there. And I just had it laying around, and I was like, oh, I'll build a Minecraft server.
By the way, what happened to Shelby?
She wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
Well, let her know. I hope she feels better.
I will let her know if she.
Clayton just goes, Shelby!
Shelby! Shelby!
Shelby! I forgot about that.
Yep. Kevin!
I just remember.
Greg's tower.
Oh, I knocked it off.
Oh. Also, what happened to Greg?
He disappeared.
Disappeared.
I have to bring him back. You know, he's Greg the Wizard. He's unpredictable, you know?
Yeah, he's out on assignment.
Sometimes he's gone, sometimes he's dead.
Sometimes he's upside down.
Yep.
Did you guys notice going to, I can never remember who built the giant mansion that had the giant farm that overtook where my path was going to be?
Connor.
You should go look at some of the names of his NPCs unless he changed them. Nope.
Damn, can't put mushrooms on logs.
Logan, if you want to teleport to me, or you're right here. You should.
Where are you?
Oh.
Oh. Greg the Wizard. They're all Greg the Wizard.
I think
I'll
it's
probably rename them the second he figured it out.
Nope, he hasn't seen it yet. I guess.
Well, that's the future, so.
Oh, you said he will.
Yeah. Knowing.
There is only one Greg the Wizards. Those are just cheap imitations. I'm thinking about
The armor stands.
since Clayton brought it up, I'm just thinking about how I don't even know how we knew they were back. I think you guys all came back together because I was in the room. I think the three of you were somewhere because Brandon came in the room. This is on the cruise, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck we were talking about.
I knew what he were. I knew where he was headed.
I think the three of you were somewhere and I was in the room, and then Brandon came in the room that we were sharing. And I was like, oh, are they over there? And Brandon's like, oh yeah, they came back with me. So I just started screaming at the top of my lungs.
Shelby!
I started going, Shelby! Shelby! And our rooms were the only rooms out of everybody in that whole row that had a conjoined door that we had opened, but it didn't lock.
Yes.
So we had a deal that it's like, if you want to come in through the rooms, you have to text, and if nobody answers, you don't come in.
Right.
You have to get confirmation that it's okay to go through. So like I just started screaming. And Shelby burst in the door and was laughing so hard that she fell on the floor. She was in tears laughing because I was screaming through I was on my bed. I didn't move from my bed, but I was screaming at the wall.
It's worth noting that your bed was about
against the other wall,
24 inches away from the door that you were screaming at, and we could still barely hear you. It was nothing short of incredible, the sound dampening in those walls. I don't know what they could have packed into an 1.5 inch thick divider, but it was incredible how good the sound dampening was.
And I was not being quiet screaming either. I was at the top of my lungs just screaming at the door. And
you could tell from the delivery, like you weren't being quiet. We just couldn't hear you. Like you could hear the the projection in your voice. It was just, it sounded like you were so far away.
I could hear Shelby laughing through the door. But I think that's just because she was right up against it trying to open it.
Right.
But she was like right up against the door, and I could hear her laughing through the door. And I'm just screaming, Shelby! That was good
It
times.
was a fun cruise. Over to Stress Island. I like that nobody else even gets that reference except for me and Brandon, and it's all we joked about that day was friggin' Stress Island.
You have said Stress Island. You have been saying Stress Island for the last like few streams, and I've never known what you were talking about.
It was just so. I think one of the signs on that.
It was like Chill Island or something.
Chill Island, yeah. And we were just like, oh man, if this is Chill Island, where's the no Chill Island? And then somehow that evolved into Stress Island. So yeah, and then somehow it just stuck that we were talking about Stress Island.
Oh my god, I found a sign. Somebody here building Candyland?
Where?
Here, next door to where we're building this swamp. Are you building Candyland, Tim? Yes or no? Okay. That's all I need to know.
What is it that section that was blocked off by?
Yeah.
William?
Trying to figure out who it belongs to.
Yeah, it's not me.
Oh, there's a sign here?
I found one as I was putting claim it or lose it everywhere. The bird sign.
The bird sign?
Birch sign.
Birch sign. Oh, okay.
There's only one. Oh, you know what? Let me message Lorenzo. It might be him. That didn't even cross my mind.
WTF Boom is in the chat. Asks,
Heyo.
whoa, console split screen? Not at all. This is PC. We're playing on the PC, and we are we do our own split screen in here.
Right.
That name looks so familiar. Have that person been here before?
Yeah.
It was a meme in like the early 2000s.
WTF Boom.
Oh, this person's been here before.
What the fuck? Boom!
Oh, right.
That's right. I
Okay.
remember you.
I was like,
I'm like they've definitely been here before.
I recognize that name. I just
Man,
know,
that was a fun game.
I just know Boom Headshot. That's the only Boom meme I know.
Yeah, there was a meme where you just heard somebody go, "What the fuck?" and then you hear somebody else, and I'm not going to do it as loud because I don't really want to for some reason.
Oh.
Oddly enough, I don't want to be loud. you just hear somebody else go, "Boom!" ah," and he starts dramatically laughing with an explosion sound behind him.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
Right.
Or alternatively,
It's like the Star Wars thing. It's an older ship, but it checks out. Or it's an older line. Oh man, I wish Quentin was here.
That's what I was referencing.
It's an older frequency, but it checks out or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Gotcha. I'm there. I'm with you.
I don't believe it.
Won't hang out
Won't hang around
long.
long.
Just wanted to see how y'all are doing. Hey.
Hey, well, we're happy to have you regardless.
Yeah. Stop by for a minute. Stop by for an hour. Hey.
Oh, hey,
Yep.
thank you very much.
Yeah. That's really cool of you to drop by and sub with your Prime Gaming. We appreciate it very much.
We're
It's
happy
weird
to
'cause
have
in
you.
the chat, it doesn't say Prime Gaming yet. They
It
didn't
just says
update it, I
Prime.
guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think.
No, it says Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
For me, it just says Prime.
Really? What?
Yeah. Do you want me to screenshot it?
That's crazy. Because for me, it says Twitch. That's weird. Because that
It's
means
weird.
that it's like client side. What text it's triggering for you?
Maybe it's Shelby. Because she wasn't here when I asked who was building it. Maybe she's building Candyland.
Oh. I could believe she would build something like that.
When you go to tell her that Tim says feel better, ask her if she's building Candyland in Minecraft.
I'm gonna have a clipboard in my hands. And they're like, "Oh wow, you belong here, don't you?"
You walk in her room, I guess your room. You walk in your room and you have a clipboard, and she's gonna tell you to get out, but well,
Can't do that. Clipboard says I'm supposed to be here. Thank you very
thanks
much,
for coming
Boom.
by, WTF Boom.
I was like, all right, well, so I've got some notes here. Tim says
Ate all the cookies.
the cookies were good. Thank you for that.
Cookies gone, milk down.
Item number B. Tim says, hope you feel better. Subheader G. Are you making Candyland near
Well,
Brandon's?
she wouldn't know where this is.
Answer the
'cause she
question.
didn't come over here.
Do not avoid the question.
Brandon, are you
Just
putting
'cause-
weeping vines in these trees?
I wanted to see what they look like.
All right, because I only saw some, and I'm like, is this naturally happening?
Nah, I put 3 of them down.
What kind of vines?
Weeping.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. The red ones from the nether.
Brandon, do you want help with the pumpkin, or do you just want to do it yourself?
That's Connor. I am just leaving it to him. So what's most likely going to happen is I told him to give me the outline, but he's going to give me 4 corners. I'm basically going to create a giant black box around this place,
Mm-hmm.
so we can create an artificial sky, and then we're going to build a castle around that black box, like a very gothic-looking, creepy castle. And then on the inside we'll have like an artificial sky of night with I want to have phantoms floating around, but I think they could teleport through barrier blocks if they want to.
Also, they attack people that haven't slept in 3 days.
Well, that's why I said the barrier blocks though. So they won't.
Your castle is going to be under night. The fighting game.
I mean, to be fair, we're building the fucking Nightmare Before Christmas world over here.
And then we're gonna do a bunch of houses in there, like kind of like a trick or treat street thing.
Mm.
Oh, we're gonna play Costume Quest in this game? Love Costume Quest.
I wish. See, I've played that twice now, and I feel like I'm like right on the cusp of. I'm at the tipping point of like, I'm either never gonna play this again, or this is gonna be my 3 a.m. like daily check-in. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna make a little bit, like chip away at it. But I don't ever get the buy-in to it. Like I don't get invested. It's really fun to play, but I don't. First off, I'm not entirely sure if I'm making progress or not, and I don't know if I am keeping up with the game or if I'm like progressing, getting progressively like in over my head without leveling up my characters. Because it's like a turn-based RPG, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Tim wants to sell you some speed. Just so you know, the first hit is always gonna be free. He's gonna make you pay for the next one.
I might. But also, you might not need it.
But do you want it? Question.
Do you want it, Logan? Well, as I say, the first hit's free.
Pshoo! Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Yeah.
You're doing Crazy Taxi. I'm doing Sonic Adventure. Both Sega properties.
Uh-huh. That was the other thing. There was another game.
I like how it's not Offspring anymore. It's
Nope.
Crazy Taxi.
It's crazy. Yep,
regardless.
that has been reappropriated to Crazy Taxi. That was the other game that I was trying to think of as a comparison for Hot Shot Racing. There's a certain like flexibility to it. Well, I mean, if it were open world, it would be
right now with the lines in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Greg's here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Greg.
But
hello.
it has a little bit of a Crazy Taxi vibe to it, and I think that's what makes it so fun, because there's a little bit like some of the game modes that Brandon and I played. Like there's a countdown timer. I don't believe we did get your raid.
I don't think so.
It certainly did not announce it. If it
didn't show up on slots either.
Yeah. But hey, we have...
Oh, No Man's Sky is cursed on this channel. It
Oh.
never works.
We did get one of your viewers.
Damn.
So perhaps the folks are here.
It never notified us though. That's strange.
But yeah, we have an odd history with No Man's Sky, so that's not surprising.
There you go. That's why it didn't work.
But yeah, so like the countdown timers on some of the game modes add like this Crazy Taxi stress level that I am intimately familiar with, because I never go very far in Crazy Taxi because I just don't understand how to get the mission done within
it definitely went through
within the time limit.
Twitch says so on the mod page.
Really?
That it went through 11:27.
I
don't
wonder
know why we didn't get notified.
Maybe the
It's No Man's Sky. I'm telling you.
maybe the what's that thing called?
It's cursed.
The thing that announces it. The
Slobs.
shoot, chat mod, whatever it's called, not night mod or whatever it's called.
Moobot?
Yeah, not that one, but like the slobs version of that announces stuff. Whatever it is.
It's just Streamlabs.
Okay. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's just like that portion
Down.
is not responding.
Didn't show up in the feed either. I don't know why.
Logan, where'd you go?
I ran away.
To where?
You'll never catch me. I'm too fast now.
It's not like I can even proc it. I can proc a fake one that says Carpe Boredom rated Carpe Boredom. if you want that instead.
I used to use
Actually, I don't know if it'll
Stream
say CB rated CB or if it'll say I did it, because
Oh yeah.
I'm technically
you popped
signed
the
in on
test.
here. Well, now I got to do it.
We'll find out.
Oh, it's not even. Oh no, host. There's host, but not raid. They don't have a raid test button.
Logan.
Well, hey, all of
IP?
the viewers from Greg's channel, Mr. Alleged Man, welcome. And if there's a game you would like to see us play, other than No Man's Sky, because we have tried that numerous times.
I don't have it anyway.
But yeah, if there's something you would enjoy seeing us play, let us know. We're always open to take the temperature, see what people would enjoy watching.
Tim's already said that he wants us to play Among Us,
yeah.
which I'm super down for.
Oh, have you seen? Oh, Logan, I gotta find it now.
We're gonna play Among Us,
Find it.
and we're gonna listen to Incubus the whole time, because they had a CD called Fungus Among Us. That's only funny if you listen to Incubus in like the 90s. We're gonna play Among Us. So what's the player cap on Among Us?
I think it's 10.
Okay.
10.
And the more people you have, the more like intruders there are, or whatever.
Imposters. Yeah.
Interlopers.
You gotta. Yeah, the servers are like fully customized.
Yeah,
There
you
you
get to
go.
pick how many.
Servers. Wait, can I build a server for this thing?
They're in.
Yeah, I think they're dedicated.
Dedicated. I want to select in context, please. Setting
Logan,
for my phone.
meet me at the dam.
You'll never find me. I'm too fast.
Yeah, but I saw you drink milk.
Among Us 2 is coming, and once that happens, Among Us 1 will become open source.
There
How
you
is-
go, Lane.
Really?
How is the sequel
something
coming, and
in-
I've just
in
started
context.
hearing about the first one?
Well, the game's been out for 2 years, I'm pretty sure.
Has it really?
Oh yeah, it's old. I was like, I was very surprised when people started getting like super into it.
I have never heard of
It's-
this game until like the past 3 weeks.
I remember hearing about it when it first came out, but then like it just disappeared, and now people got really into it for some reason.
Right.
I feel like it's because the Fall Guys had the Bean Boys, and they look very similar.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Among
everyone
Us.
always put them together.
This is great. I love this, Brandon.
That needs to be a mod for the game.
Almost made a mess on my desk. I have a glass straw now, and it's
A
heavier.
glass straw. Interesting.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, it's borosilicate glass, so it's like coated in this it's the like shatterproof coating, but it's a reusable straw, so I'm like not constantly throwing out plastic straws, but
I'm constantly throwing out glass ones.
yeah.
Just into the fucking shredder.
Fuck these turtles. You're jamming glass shards into turtles' nostrils.
Jesus Christ.
I started choking on something.
Probably water.
Turtles.
Or glass.
Turtles are gonna get you.
Logan, come back to
Um,
the dam.
But
Your
yeah,
power.
so it makes
Bless you.
it makes my cups more top heavy because the glass is heavier than the plastic. So my cups are easier to knock over.
Is it easier to clean than a metal straw?
Yes. Oh, I don't know if it's easier than a metal, but you can see inside it, so you can tell if you've properly cleaned it.
Where'd you get them?
The Container Store,
Oh yeah.
which is a really cool place for lots of cool stuff. It's like if you took Sharper Image and mixed it with a Five Below, you'd get the Container Store because there's lots of cool stuff. Some of it expensive, some of it super cheap. But like all of it is just like, ooh, this little trinket and this little doodad and I want this thing. And then like you've filled your hand basket with 70 like $5 items. And you're like, I can't carry all this, so I'm just gonna drag the basket collector around the store. Leave.
I was hoping you'd say
scuffs.
Amazon because I would buy me one.
Oh, you can absolutely find it on Amazon. Say like borosilicate glass reusable straw or something like that.
Shall we race, Logan?
I'm too fast.
Greg says, also, everyone here in chat and boredom, system specs for Cyberpunk 2077.
I saw that. They
Saw
tweeted them out.
that. I didn't look at them though. I'm gonna look them up now. Cyberpunk
I hear you
07.
cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Sysrex.
I didn't know this worked
What's that?
underwater.
There used to be a website. Can I run it? Something like that.
Yep.
Can
Oh, I've used that website before.
Can I? Is that what it's called? Can I run
Can
it?
my PC run it?
Yeah, I think Can I Run It will get you there.
Can you run it? Can I run it? Can my PC run? Oh, okay, so it's system.
Can we run it?
It's systemrequirementslab.com. Got it. Let's see if they have one for Cyberpunk. Relatively low, but I need to upgrade my graphics
Monday.
card. My graphics card can't run it. Let's see. People are still. God dang. Tests in the last 30 days. People are still testing GTA 5.
You gotta make sure it works on the
What?
newest consoles.
Why? In Minecraft, there's 71,000 tests in the last 30 days for Minecraft.
Gotta make sure that it runs on the new console.
Yeah, somebody's running it on their Apple Watch.
Yeah, check and see us when Skyrim was done. I
want to see if there is like, what's the most ridiculous one on here? The Sims 4, PUBG Lite, Witcher 3
PUBG
Wild
Dirt.
Hunt, CS:GO. There's 88,000 tests for CS:GO in the last 30 days. Pretty sure you can run CS:GO on a smart
Potato.
TV.
Probably.
It won't run, at the 500 frames a second it's supposed to, but it'll run.
500.
All right, Cyberpunk 2077. This says i5 with 8 gigs, GTX 780. That is pretty old, but it's a 7 series, and that is a fantastic series. So that's not surprising that the 780 can run it. Dedicated video WAM 3 gigs.
Dedicated.
Dedicated wham.
Lamborghini.
70 gigs of disk space. Cute.
Did you guys see that Alana's in Cyberpunk?
Yes.
People see if they wanted to run Doom on their pregnancy test.
They did. They got it to work on a pregnancy test.
Oh boy.
How does that? I don't.
It's very bloody.
Gross.
There's no blood involved in a pregnancy test.
Oh.
But in
There's
Doom.
All right, you got me there.
The rec specs are i7 4790. So
747.
that's only a little bit better than the server that is running this game of Minecraft right now. 12 gigs of RAM. I'm comparing this to like the server that we're playing Minecraft, because right now we're on an i7 3770 with 8 gigs of RAM. Cyberpunk rec specs are i7 4790 and 12 gigs. So I could almost upgrade this server to run Cyberpunk if I
So
put...
what you're saying is you're gonna get a Cyberpunk server up and running.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to run my own Night City. It does require a 1060.
Randomly generated Night City.
But I have a 960 that I'm not using.
By the way, Logan, thank you for confirming something for me.
What?
That my Potion of Endless Breath, which is a combination of infinite water breathing, infinite night vision, infinite conduit power, and Dolphin's Grace at a potency of, I believe, 42, was not enough to keep up with
Rocket?
with fucking with Firework Rocket Elytra underwater flight.
It slows you down super fast. So if you don't have infinite from being in creative, then
There will be a multiplayer Cyberpunk later on, so a dedicated server, if allowed, would be a good idea. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I don't know enough about what you do in that game to know what it, like how's a... Okay, so you play as V in Cyberpunk, right?
No, V is from Devil May Cry.
I imagine it'd be similar to the way GTA 5 does multiplayer. Because in
You're not there.
GTA 5 single player, it's just kind of the story, but then in multiplayer, it's like a whole
Middle
different
of
deal.
nowhere.
Where you trying to get to, Brandon?
Back to Spooky Town.
Oh, I can take you there.
I don't know where I am. I have to keep teleporting.
Clayton was still there.
Yeah, I have to teleport back to Logan every once in a while because I get lost. But no, I think the main character
Oh, here we are.
in the storyline of Cyberpunk, their name is V, right?
No idea.
I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to it.
I thought it was.
I'm there if you want to teleport to me again.
Alright, I'm just updating the map.
But, is it going to be like a GTA to where the single player you're playing a very specific person, but in multiplayer you are playing someone of your own creation, basically?
Interesting. Sort of.
I think I haven't really been paying attention to it because I know I do want to play it, but I know I'm not going to get it day one.
Right.
And I'm probably not going to get it until it goes on sale on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
But I know I want to play it though, so I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of the like hubbub about it. I just know a lot of people are excited, and I kind of want to play it.
Right.
Oh, you know what game I got? That I finally started playing. that I was
Minecraft.
immediately disappointed in.
Well,
Oh,
that
No
can't be
Man's Sky.
Minecraft.
No Man's Sky 3 years ago.
No.
No Man's Sky today.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs?
Yeah. The Ubisoft property where you're like.
Is it the new one?
No, it's like the phone hacking game.
I know, but
Yeah,
there's been
I know I know the property, but there's a one that just came out.
there's 1, 2, and Legion.
Oh, yeah, no, one. I haven't tried two. I have two.
Okay.
I haven't tried it yet, but one. Oh boy.
You're still Aiden Pierce in that one.
Yeah. And one, driving in that game is awful.
Mhm.
Two, the stealth mechanics are awful. Especially considering like this is the company that fucking makes Assassin's Creed, which has some of the, like a good chunk of decent stealth mechanics. Yeah.
Greg says, so the story goes, you play as V, male or female, and it's open world, but the main story is about a data chip that grants immortality. Ah, okay.
Like virtual immortality, I'm guessing. Like oh god, what was that frickin' series that came out with the guy that was RoboCop, Joel Hirschman?
It was Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity.
No,
Yep, that's the one.
Uh-huh.
that's not the one
I love that
talking
movie.
about. No, it was a series. It was a Netflix series.
Altered Carbon?
Yes,
Okay.
that one. That's what that sounds like.
Okay, yeah, a little bit, like the whole sleeves thing.
Stacks, yeah, the stacks. Was it
Oh
the
wait,
stacks?
what was sleeves? Is that the same thing or is that something else?
I think sleeves was like those are like the bodies. But
Okay.
stacks are the things that like that saves your brain.
Gotcha.
I think.
You
Or,
could lose your sleeve and port your stack, but if you lose your stack, it's the same as dying.
yeah, it's if you shoot the stack, then that person's
Permadeath.
dead. Or I'm confusing this with the stacks from not Ender's Game. What's the
Ready Player One.
that one?
I couldn't say one way or another.
Altered carbon stacks.
Okay, weird.
Right. Thank you very much for the hugs, love, and bunnies. Greg, you have yourself
Bunnies
a
are
great
always
night.
appreciated.
Yeah. Give us your bunny. Show me the bunnies.
Have a good night.
Who played Pig Step?
It was in the jukebox. They had to.
Legally obligated.
Mhm.
I'm not mad about it. I actually really like the Pig Steps track.
10 hours of pig step.
Probably already exists.
I listen to it. Cortical stack. Stack stays inside the person's spine. This is a cortical stack.
Also play
Play-
BG3.
Apparently, you get it.
Oh yes,
You turn
this
one.
I agreed with that.
What, Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, because he sent it in general,
Oh, really?
and I pointed to it. I just went this.
Oh, I saw you say, I just saw your response to it, but I never got a chance to look at what you were referring to.
I thought you were talking about my apple cider. To be honest,
TBH.
I didn't realize it wasn't in the same thing. Oh, Tim disappeared.
No, I'm still here. I'm not really doing anything playing one.
Yeah.
It's gone.
We're probably about to wrap it up pretty soon.
Mhm. I placed a lot of dirt today.
And
So
I
is anyone gonna get the Baldur's Gate 3.
didn't.
The only thing of significance I did today was put a lantern on the end of that spiral.
Yes. You know
What's
what? It's gonna make all the difference until we decide to change it.
what's my distance? Oh wait, does it track my distance if I'm flying or if I'm like not quite?
You track your distance.
Distance walked. Would it still be walked even though I'm like
Oh, for your
flight mode?
statistics?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. My damage delta is broken.
Because I've walked 18 kilometers.
Yeah, no, you've definitely flown more than that. Without
Pat
a
is
doubt.
losing his mind. I don't know what in the world he has found.
If I've traveled 400 and no, sorry, if I've traveled 186 kilometers just by Elytra, you've definitely flown more than that.
Yeah. What's the... How do I change my view on keyboard?
F5.
Sure enough, that is. That's me. Hi.
So have any of you played the previous Baldur's Gates?
No, but I
No.
played Original Sin.
I've never even heard of Baldur's Gate.
That's the... I was gonna say, like... isn't it, like, a portion of another franchise?
It's a
Yeah,
Divinity.
D&D.
but yes to Divinity.
Oh, is it?
It's the same company. They use the same engines pretty much and everything.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Baldur's Gate is just the more like super in-depth version from what I've seen.
well, I don't know if is Divinity a D&D property?
Let's find out. This will be our last bit of research. Let's see here.
Divinity Original
Same
Sin.
company, same engine. So I mean, it's just them
Baldur's.
doing their own story. Probably that's probably what Divinity is.
Let's see here.
Probably the
Cool.
company story. Well, Baldur's Gate is
Larian
License.
Studios.
No, Divinity Original Sin 2 is an RPG game like Pillars of Eternity. It used its own rule set system, not D&D. Whereas Baldur's Gate is D&D.
so yes, it is the same game, but their stories and things instead of the licensed ones.
Larian and Focus Home.
I don't know what's going on with these beacons. I've tried to fix them so many times.
Not y'all.
Are you out of here?
Right.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
All right. See you, buddy.
Good night. Thanks for playing.
Night.
Thanks for playing. Insert another quarter.
All right. Let's get out of here as well. For anyone still watching at this hour, you know where to find us. Not going to go through the whole spiel.
Wow. Slacking.
I got a cat trying to walk on my keyboard. I got a whole thing going on over here.
You're not buying me anytime.
Oh. Hey, Waypoint is playing Among Us. Oh, they're doing their save point. We should raid Waypoint if no one else.
Okay. I don't.
Hey Clayton, when we get off of this, do you want to test that thing that we need for tomorrow?
Yes,
Is it-
I do. I thought about that. Yes.
Sorry.
I thought about that before we went live and realized we had never tested it. But yes, I would like to test that.
I thought about it just now and I'm like, oh shit.
Alrighty, well, let's get out of here. Anyone watching, we will be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m., right?
Yep.
Yes.
For
The
last-
thing we're testing.
not Among Us. That's a different thing.
Among Us.
the
Among Us.
last Among Us. Alrighty. Well, let's do it again tomorrow at 6, and we'll see you then for some more video games.
Be
Have a
there, be square.
Have a good night.
Night.
Bye.